Mikhail versus Alice. Fighting for a chance to play for one slot here between these three players. Mikhail and Alice later to be going up against Fortitude, the winner of course. Best of 3 in the lower bracket. The pressure is on. Let's go in. We are starting on Northern Isles, which is a bit surprising. In the past, this used to be one of the standout Night Elf vetoes against Undead, because of how difficult it can be to creep in the mid-game. Early game creeping here for Night Elf is great. You can get level 2 here right away. You can get level 3 with a Keeper or a Demon pretty easily. As a Keeper, by the way. But on tier 2... it's hard to creep these middle camps, for example, because the Ancient of War here has a tough time finding good creep efficiency. You can go to the lab, but beyond that, you're kind of useless as an Ancient of War, as far as creeping goes. Thank you, Exanoland, with a 42-month resub. Romantic Human is Fortitude? So, Fortitude used to be called Romantic, but he didn't call himself Romantic Human. Just romantic. I think Todd's ID on Neddy's for a while used to be Romantic Human.
A player's forces are under attack.
I should ask Remind. Why is confusing all of us so much that way? Mikhail going for a ghoul build. Could theoretically expand if he was feeling very ballsy here. Doesn't look like he's gonna do it though. Just gonna go out creeping with the ghouls. In the old Keeper days, the happy build was kind of the standard. 4 ghouls into fiends, but nowadays it's all about a standard ghoul build, going like 6, 7, 8 ghouls, and then having more pressure out on the map, more tempo for possible expansion cancels, because as we all know, the Keeper, very good early, not so good late game. He's gonna try to have to try to get an advantage early on. And that is most commonly done with an expansion, which with Treants and Entangle you can usually protect fairly easily. Alice's tier 2 is delayed just by a little bit, because he went for some Wisp Repair here for the Ancient of War. And Mikhail starting his tech as well. Heavy creeping on both sides at the start. Oh, and this is a wrong read by Alice. He's expecting a possible expansion. The problem here for him is the Scout Wisp died. It ran into the creeps. That was a bit of a mistake by the Night Elf. And that means that the Keeper is wasting a good bit of time here. He's gonna try to see if he can creep Jack, but he's just a little bit too late. And Mikhail found amazing items, by the way. Circlet and Potion of Mana is exactly what you want. Also going for the Telly Staff is always great to have against the Keeper. Either to get out of entangled surrounds, or to get back to the main if the Keeper says hello and tries to kill some Acolytes. And it's a very early scout of the expansion. This game is starting off great for Mikhail. Oh my god, the mantle. What are these items? Wow. Should be bringing out the ghouls right now, I think. If he brings 5 ghouls, he should be able to cancel this. I would have thought, but not gonna do it. Not yet anyways. Right, now brings out the ghouls. 4 of them. Is it gonna be to attack or to creep? Seems like it's gonna be an attack. I think he should have brought more though. Lumber here isn't really the problem. On tier 2, Mikhail wants to go to tier 3 right away and make a Lich shortly after and then go for a Slaughterhouse. But he's getting intercepted by these archers. And since it's not too many ghouls, it seems like this Tree of Life is actually gonna finish. Oh, well, maybe. Perhaps not. Keeper used the next Entangle as the last bit of his mana. So let's see. Is this enough damage? No wisp at the expansion for Alice. Ideally, you want to have wisps right here to detonate against the skellies. But it is enough damage by Mikhail. Finds the cancel. That's a big deal. It cost him 2 ghouls, but that is very easily worth it. And now he's also very close to level 3. Creeping up one more green camp would get him there. While we have tier 3 starting, Lich, and the slaughterhouse. Wow, this game is looking absolutely wonderful for Mikhail. And a lot of the game here comes down to this wisp going down at the beginning. Alice felt forced to go north in case of an expansion, but of course there was nothing there, so he wasted a lot of time, so he was underleveled, so he didn't get level 3, so he couldn't protect his expansion. It's a... what's it called? A negative feedback loop, I guess. When one thing bad happens, a lot more unfortunate things can follow easily after. Keeper now finally level 3, and we have the lures coming up and the Demon Hunter. The foggy build that looked so good in the past so many times. Nice steal by the DK, but both heroes already level 3. Oh, my mouse is bugging. What the hell? Okay, we're good? Alright. Sometimes my middle mouse button is a little weird. DK and Lich showing up. Big mana potion on this Death Knight means he can apply a lot of pressure. Ooh, does he have the damage to cancel this expansion? This would be a disaster for Alice, but he's got the army around. Oh, the Wisp! There should be a Nova. Mikhail is looking. Yep! He gets the Nova, gets the kill. Oh my god, and that's the cancel. Oh! The DK! Alice. Making a big mistake here. When you go for these expos, you always have to have wisps around. Always. At least 2, rather 3. And Mikhail is cruising towards tier 3. He's gonna have double statue, fiends, frenzy, destroyer form. The only thing that's not perfect here for Mikhail is the late destroyer form. I think he didn't quite make these statues as quickly as he could have, but it's a great game by Mikhail so far. Absolutely wonderful. Sells the staff, doesn't need it anymore. Goes for the ore, but now he can creep this camp, get a bit more experience, and then it's probably go time. Clean game. Super clean game. By the Korean. Keeper trying to do what he can. He has 2 entangles here. But with a DK around. Oh, to coil. And the statues to heal. These ghouls shouldn't die, I think. Oh, one ghoul might go down now. Alright. Experience fully goes to the Undead. Ring of Regen is okay. Not the greatest. Alice really needs tier 3. By the way, in the meantime, Sentry Ward still sees this expo timing perfectly. And we're gonna have a Tinker. And one more camp being taken before we go off. Keeper's still scouting, but there's not so much you can do. Not really. Destroyer form is now done. Mikhail needs one more statue and then he's gonna be in prime shape. Oh my god. And a mana stone. Where is the demon? There he is. Not quite level 3 yet. Oh, he needs to creep this camp. Alice needs to creep this camp fast. But he doesn't have the time. Doesn't have the time because Mikhail is showing up already. 1 AP is gonna finish. But the gold mine is not even entangling yet. Dryad count so far for Alice pretty low. Normally, if you want to fight Dryads versus Fiends, you have to have a big supply lead. The AP is helping out a lot, but still there's no mining, remember. Demon Hunter dropping low. Eats the potion. That one was desperately needed. Archer's going down quickly. The ghouls, however, should also start to fall here pretty swiftly. So many Novas from the Lich, man. He's got the Mana Stone. He's got more regen now as well. DK has the Mana Potion still remaining. Tinker getting focused, but honestly, the Tinker used 2 Pocket Factories already. If he goes down now, it's fine. He's done his job. Thank you, by the way, Avocado with the 7-month resub. And Bidoo with the raid. Tinker about to get level 2. DK about to get level 4. Big level ups here on the horizon for Mikhail. Perfect time for Bidoo to show up. As he's told us, Bidoo's favorite player in the world is Mikhail. And it's looking good for him here. It's looking really good. This expansion has just been a waste of money. Absolutely no return of investment. Demon Hunter has some decent items here with Ring of Regen and Periapt. It just doesn't look too impressive. Level 2 Demon, only Dryads. This Knight of Army is not as strong as what you want to have. But perhaps in the end it can be doable. Fiends are starting to drop low. One more call comes through. And the DK still has the big mana potion. Demon Hunter goes down. Ah, the staff, unfortunately, they're not used. And the Dryads, once they get focused, die so quickly. GG is called. And Mikhail takes the 1-0 lead. In a very impressive, great game by him. Alice making a few mistakes here and there that he can't really afford. Not against Mikhail in this shape. But map 2 is going to be his loser's choice. And there, things might look a lot better. It's going to be Autumn Leaves for Alice. Fortitude waiting with bated breath. Who is he going to face next? Who would he prefer to face? I'm not sure what Fortitude's preferred matchup is. A long, long time ago, of course, he was legendary against Undead with his mass tanks. But nowadays, mass tanks not really seen much anymore, not really popular anymore. Thank God. But Night Elves at the moment against Human, I would say, also looking really good. So, yeah. At the moment, certainly it's looking better for Mikhail. That game 1 performance was outstanding. And I will ask you to excuse me for a second while I blow my nose. Yesterday I thought the allergies were finally on the downswing and allergy season was going to be over. But no, not yet. Later on today, by the way, we're going to have 2 more qualifiers. It's going to be the European Open Qualifier starting at 4 p.m. CEST. And later on in the evening, we're going to have the American Open Qualifier at 9:30 CEST. So make sure you tune in there. It's going to be Neo doing the European one and the American one being done by Carson or Bidu? I'm not sure. Maybe both. Why not both? Why not both, eh? In Mikhail games, it's always, always need a bit more time than the usual games because we always need a cigarette break in between the games. You must smoke quite a lot, I guess. If you take a cigarette break after every map. Wait a minute, did he go offline? No. Lots of exciting tournaments happening, by the way, soon. Of course, DreamHack Fall, which is going to be the really big one, but also WGL is starting next week on Tuesday. Tuesday to Sunday, WGL happening, 6 days of Warcraft action, the best in the world. And after that, the week after that, there's going to be a smaller local tournament. Enter, the German Undead player, is organizing a 24-player tournament at his workplace, sort of, the Saturn is how you pronounce it, Saturn Experion in Cologne, where a lot of the European scene, especially the German scene, is going to be showing up, and I'm going to be there as well. As an observer, as a fan, maybe I'm going to be playing, but only if they need a substitute. I'm definitely going to go there, going to hang out with the boys, going to be a good time. If you are from Germany or close by, you want to come by, you can say hello. Come by to the Saturn Experion on the 24th of July, in 2 weeks. Thank you, Xanolan, also with the 500 bits. Much appreciated. We go into map number 2. Autumn Leaves, Alice's pick. Hopefully here he's going to have a bit better of a time than on game 1, because that was certainly very one-sided. Northern Isles, as so often, belonged to the Undead. Now here... what can we expect now? Seems like it's the same opening builds once again. Ghoul opening for Mikhail and a Keeper, right? Oh! Oh! A Warden. Alrighty. Warden in the past we've seen being played on Echo Isles and Terranistan plenty of times. Those are maps where you can creep very easily and reliably to level 3 and beyond that. How do you creep a quick level 3 here? Second Ancient of War here. Ah, yeah, you can eat through the trees here, right? I think I saw that before. Well, interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. Warden on Autumn Leaves. Mikhail being a little annoying here, delaying the creeping, pulling out the trolls. But I didn't see the hero yet. This Warden is gonna be a surprise. And there's a second Ancient of War. Oh, I think that's perhaps a mistake by Mikhail. I think you should scout for the hero. It's such a rare occurrence that it is actually a Warden. But if it is, you have to switch up your game style. You have to be aggressive. You have to delay your her level 3 as much as you can. And get level 2 yourself. But Mikhail will spot her before too long. Now he sees what's going on. And must be somewhat surprised. The second Ancient of War delays tier 2 by quite a bit. Or not. Wait a minute. Okay, skip the third Moonwell. 2 Ancient of War into tech. Third Moonwell delayed. Mikhail with a very late tech here, by the way. Starting now. 7 ghouls before the tech. Oh, this is pretty cool. The Warden is pressuring across the map, and the Archer and Ancient of War creep this in the meantime. This Ancient of War keeps perhaps making more archers, or it can just uproot and go over to the next camp, and then it can go to the next camp. And this Ancient of War can go to the natural. Yeah, you know what? This is a pretty good Warden map. If you are left to creep this, of course. Oh, almost a surround. Warden gets level 2. Now she has Blink. Mikhail doesn't quite lock it in yet. The Warden, slippery. And Mikhail seems to know what's going on. He knows the creep must be happening either here or over there. And he might be able to get the item. No, Warden uses Blink. Oh, and that was a bit of a missed coil. Too early there. Last hit also going to the Warden. And these last hits, by the way, are super important. This level 3 is absolutely crucial. The more you can delay Warden level 3, the more you can buy time of safety for yourself. Once the Warden is level 3, she's a big, big threat. Before that, not so much. The Warden, however, will at some point get level 3. And the important thing here for the Undead is to be aggressive and slow her down, but to not be over-aggressive. Once she is 3 or gets level 3, or, excuse me, once she is 3 or very close to 3, you have to fall back and start creeping yourself. Because it's going to be a Lich second for Mikhail and a Dark Ranger third.
A player's forces are under attack.
Second Necropolis. That's what you want to have against the Warden in case she jumps in, kills off some acolytes. Still trying with the surround, and this time he gets it. Wait, she used the Shadow Strike, and I have to use Blink as well. Ooh, that's gonna take a lot of moon juice here to recover. It's gonna be all the moon juice, I think.
A player's forces are under
Yep.
attack.
Pretty much all of it. Oh, he takes out the Ancient of War. That's a big deal as well. Mikhail playing a really good game. This Warden was being pressured properly. And that's why she's not level 3 yet. Chasing still after the DK, but it's only level 1 Shadow Strike. This is not going to be enough. She cannot Blink plus Shadow Strike. She can only Shadow Strike. Ooh. Mikhail needs to block with the ghouls. And he does manage to do it. Slaughterhouse now coming. Healing potion would probably not be a bad idea. And now Mikhail knows the Warden is going to keep creeping, so now is the time for him to start heavily creeping as well. Either here or here. Oh, but I think this is the first mistake by Mikhail. He wants to keep playing aggressively. But the Warden now is level 3. However, she doesn't have mana at the moment. Oh, one more Shadow Strike actually she did have. The Ancient of War goes down. No more Ancients of War here for Alice. It's gonna be quite hard for him now to creep up level 3. Level 4, I mean. And Mikhail, you know what? I criticized him, but I was wrong. Good decision by him to go to the middle, realizing the Warden was low mana, and now you can get the rest of this camp, and perhaps you can even get this camp. This would be a super valuable camp to get. But the Dryads coming out change a lot. That means there's going to be much more kill threat now for the Warden, who's coming back from the main with almost full mana, but it was a heavy tax on the Moonwells. Completely dry Moonwells. And it's going to be this way for a long time. Two ghouls go down. I think it's the only 2 ghouls so far this game, though, right? So it was 2 ghouls for 2 archers. And the Warden being far away from scary levels. Level 3 Warden is not good enough. In the late game, you need at least level 4, rather level 5, to stay competitive with the Undead. However, Mikhail himself has hardly any experience. But once he gets to 3-2-1 levels, because there should be a Dark Ranger third, or even better, 4-3-2 levels, he's going to become very, very strong. Big mana potion again. Great find for Mikhail. Lich gonna get level 2. Should be Frost Armor. And it is. Frost Armor first, which was introduced by Happy. This was only like 2 years ago or something. Before that, everyone was skilling Dark Ritual against Night Elf, because they thought, well, Frost Armor isn't good because Dryads just dispel it. But even if Frost Armor is just active for like 3 seconds, it's really valuable. And sometimes you either kill the Dryads or force them out of the fight, and then Frost Armor can't get dispelled anymore. Bringing in the orb, and finally getting level 3 here is Mikhail. Rune Bracers for the Warden, that's very nice. And she is now level 4, but not level 5 yet. And Mikhail almost has the gold here for the Dark Ranger. Mikhail needs to go for the backline first. Focusing the bears is not the right play. When the supply count is this low, you have to go for the backline first. Also very important here, by the way, to prevent experience on the Warden. Archer's taken out, but the Dryads are still alive. DK used quite a bit of his mana already, but has that big mana potion still, which is so valuable. 50 supply for Mikhail, more fiends coming in. And also 50 for Alice. You know, it's looking not too bad for Alice anymore. It's almost level 5 on the Warden. Mikhail needs to make sure he kites well and focuses well. When the supply count is at only 50 or lower, you don't want to focus the bears. You want to go for the Dryads first and then micro away the bears. Oh, okay. When you can snipe a bear there, not being in massive form, that's of course also good. And there we go. Dryads going down. The Warden doesn't have a staff because she's, well, pretty slot starved. Only single hero. Borrow, not researched on Mikhail, so a bit tougher to keep these fiends alive. The Warden having a very tough time finding more kills. She needs to get kills right now and then get level 5 from that and get more kills with this. Coil flies, next bear taken out. Also more experience going to the Undead. Is looking great here for Mikhail. He knows there's no staff. Boom, coil, next kill. Level 2 on the Dark Ranger. DK could be forced into a TP here maybe. The Warden has quite a bit of mana left. And that's the thing about the Warden. She just isn't the best fighter, especially if she doesn't get level 5. On level 5 you can do something, but without level 5 in the tier 3 stage, the Undead can pretty much out-micro her pretty easily. Now there's a staff, though. I think Alice sold something to afford this staff, but he definitely needs it to at least keep a few more of these bears alive. Mana on the Lich is low, though, now, and the big mana potion on the DK was consumed. Mikhail going for the Invul potion to be safe and gonna do a bit more creeping. One blinks in, going for the DK once again right away. The bears, when they connect, do a lot of damage. And it's a lot of bears now. DK has the Invul potion, the Lich. One Nova available. With more Novas, it would be easier to fight against these bears, but he only has the one available at the moment. Still no detection. Now we have Burrow. Ooh, but here comes the detection. It's going to be a lot of fiends going down potentially. The coil comes in just barely in time, but 2 fiends do drop, and that's Warden level 5, finally! And that means a lot more focus fire. Dodges the Shadow Strike, very nicely done by Mikhail. He saw this coming, anticipated it very nicely. And suddenly it's only a couple bears left. Where they all go? We had 5 bears just a moment ago, and now it's only 1 left. DK dropping low, Warden as well! 7 HP. Rune Bracers saving her life, just barely. But Moonjuice is looking good. Lots of Moonwells were made. We do have Wellspring. This Warden is getting a ton of recovery from these Moonwells. For Mikhail, it's much harder to regain health and mana. Of course, the statues are going to do that, but only over time. It's going to take a while for him. He is going Death Pact. Goes for the safe play, which I think is the right call. Sometimes going for Death Pact can turn out to be a waste if the DK never gets focused, but most Warden players tend to focus the DK a good amount. Ooh, Alice. He saw the expansion. He must have. He has Ultra Vision. Yeah. Did see it. Is gonna force a cancel. And here we go. Warden, Acolyte Harass. Finally beginning. Haven't seen that this whole game. But now we are gonna become witnesses. We can have to TP home, and the Warden just staffs out, going for the expansion at 40 supply. Tiny army only. What Mikhail needs to do here is push the main base and force a fight and buy a lot of time and expand in the meantime. That's usually the best way to play against the Warden. Pressure her in the main, force her to fight and expand during that time. Oh, Zeppelin purchase is pretty good to protect the Acolytes. Oh, but now Mikhail, I think he's being too passive. He's got 4 3/3 levels already. He doesn't really need to creep. But that's what he's gonna do. Gonna run back this time. He has the Zeppelin to try to protect his economy. But one more Acolyte's still gonna go down. Warden has a Tome of Retraining, by the way. Wants to go into Blink Fan. Could have silenced the Warden and forced the TP maybe with Qualnova. Skeleton has not seen the expansion yet. Alice, he might be able to still win this game if he buys a lot more time. But now, Mikhail has seen it. Lich level 4. Oof. The Undead levels are looking really, really strong. Oh, one Acolyte is still missing here. It's definitely a bit painful. And we have a bear drop coming into the back. There should not be web. Silence. Okay, force the TP. Mikhail can't waste this time anymore. He has to run across the map and force a fight. But ideally, Alice should be loading up his units again and sending them into a drop, I guess. Oh, he still hasn't realized that he's missing an Acolyte. I thought now he would have noticed. Okay, there it is. 5th Acolyte finally coming in. Where are the bears? There they are, yeah. Alice is playing this smart. He's playing this absolutely smart. Again, though, Mika is wasting time creeping. He's wasting too much time. Good dodge from the Zeppelin. But the bears in the back, this is going to be the Haunted going down. And that's almost a checkmate move. Well, he can afford to remake it, though. Alice's army is still small. And again, the Zeppelin is flying out. And he's just going to go for base race now. That's the right play. That's a smart play by Alice. Expanding everywhere. Going for the base race. And Mikhail doing a bit too much creeping in the late game. Giving a bit too much time to the Warden. He should have forced a fight earlier. And making that mistake is probably going to cost him this game. Because this is an almost unwinnable position. He's going to have to sell this pendant of energy to get back to the main, probably. Okay, he's just running back. And Alice is just absolutely expanding everywhere. I still don't think he has web. Load everything up. Staff. And everything's safe.
A player's forces are under attack.
Here's being loaded up instantly again, and I think he can soon expand once more somewhere in a corner. Warden, by the way, is pretty close to level 6. Not missing much here. And the expansion top left gonna start mining soon. We got one over here, we got one over here. Smart tactical play by Alice. Oh! Look who it is! It's Heavy Metal Arthas. Dude, I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. Would be cool if some music would be playing here. We have something over here. Alright, who ya? Alice, is he gonna drop in here or? He doesn't really have to. He's just scouting with the Warden. If Mikhail leaves the base, he's gonna drop in. And if not, he's just gonna mine 1,000,000 gold. Going for Chim Roosts, hell yeah. Mikhail moving out, but I think I know what that means. Choo choo! Here comes the bear train. And Mikhail doesn't have a TP, he's just been too broke for too long. He might be able to kill one expansion, but in the meantime, again, the Haunted is getting killed. And Alice can easily afford this loss. And the Bears here are also pretty good at the whole base race thing. They got drawer active, 2-0 upgrades, and Mikhail realizes it's GG. Alice equalizes with a Warden that had a tough time, but he knew exactly how to play that late game. How to play it basically guerrilla warfare style. Tactically smart. And Mikhail definitely had a chance to win this game. As I said, he was too complacent in the late game. He was doing too much creeping and gave the Warden too much time. It's really important, once the Warden's level 5, you have to pressure all the time to force the Warden into a fight. If you're creeping when the Warden's level 5, you're just going to get massacred in the economy. You have to force a fight, you have to attack the main probably, or find the army, something, and force that fight. You cannot get complacent, you cannot get lazy. And I know this because I have lost to Warden late game many, many, many times before. But we'll see if that's going to occur again on our third map, which is going to be Tide Hunters. So Tide Hunters for Warden can be decent. You can play double Ancient of War here. Let's think about that. One Ancient of War at the normal camp. Second Ancient of War at the Knolls. Warden creeping a bit without Ancient of War in the middle of the greens. Could work. Absolutely could work. This map also, by the way, one of the best fast expansion maps for Undead. I know that Mikhail likes to play expansion every now and then and Gargs against Night Elf. I'm not sure if it's fast expo though, or like tier 2 expo. One more short smoke break, and then we're gonna see the decider here. Fortitude also anxiously waiting for his opponent. Who is he gonna face? Mikhail or Alice? That's the question here. Let's take a quick look at the grid here, shall we? Because we do have at least one result already, which is Ice Orc beating Angxi. It was a pretty fast series between the two. Ice Orc beating him 2-1. Now it's Ice Orc versus Sini in the decision round. In the lower part of the bracket there. Pink versus Zhao Kai still going on. And Shishi versus Yangi. Yangi is one of the biggest fans of the Warden out there. Very fittingly, I guess, mentioning him here, as we also saw the Warden a moment ago. In fact, one of Yangi's biggest successes was beating Mikhail with Warden in DreamHack. So Mikhail has been struggling against Warden for quite a while, to be honest. Other than that, I think we don't have any results. Is Remo sick? No! I'm not sick. I just got allergies, which are blocking my nose and making me sound quite nasally. Alright, map number 3. We go on to the next new map. I feel like Autumn Leaves and Titaners are being played all the time, which is pretty good. I definitely like to see that. Spawning the top left, we have the Undead player from South Korea, Mikhail. And Alice for China, the Night Elf Sentinels in the bottom right. I'm very curious. Is this gonna be a Warden again? So you do want to have something that deals well with fast expansion, which is definitely not a Demon Hunter. A Warden, kind of. You can kind of counter expand with a Warden, but Keeper is the best at pressuring a fast expansion. But it is going to be a Warden once again. Mikhail sent out the Scout Acolyte, which means he probably isn't going to expand. But he's going to scout the Warden early. The game plan for Mikhail again is going to be similar. Creep level 2, DK, harass the Warden, slow her down, and maybe look for some archer kills as a bonus. Although, that is not too likely to happen. And then, once the Warden gets level 3, fall back, creep heavy yourself. This time Mikhail knows right away that it is a Warden, in fact. And good start here for Alice, getting the Circlet as the first item. The DK can creep much more quickly here with a couple of ghouls than the Warden can. Here's the second Angel of War, by the way. You can go this camp, into this, into the other natural green camps. So the DK, just with a couple of ghouls, can in fact creep level 3 very quickly. It's also worth a consideration. Just ignoring the Warden and just creeping level 3. But that also means the Warden is going to get level 3 herself very fast, which is dangerous to allow. Oh, wow. Alice going, what's this? Double Ancient of War Huntress Hall? 3 Moonwells, no tech? What? It's a weird build. Mikhail scouted this one. I think you should attack right now. You see, I saw this with the skeleton. Good scouting by Mikhail. I think he should run there right now. In fact, okay, well, I guess he's too late. It's gonna be big experience here for the Warden. Brings in the ghouls, but
A player's forces are under attack.
this seems to be a little too slow. Wow, great Wisp Scout here for Alice, seeing this move out as well. Gonna go for a Staff of Teleportation. And the Warden is very close to that level 3. Secures the last hit with a Shadow Strike. There's gonna be some Wisp going down here though, and perhaps an Ancient of War as well. DK dropping quite low here, but so is the Warden, so both have to be kind of careful.
A player's forces are under attack.
What
The town is under
is
siege.
this, dude? He's just making mass hunts? What? Is he trying to, like, AP push? That is so weird. Mikhail's also scouting, trying to figure out what's happening here. This Angel of War should be going down. If Mikhail commits to it, he can easily get it. With the Warden so low HP, she has to go back to the main to heal up from the Moonwells. And the ghouls will take out the Ancient of War. Lumber for Mikhail is looking a bit low, however. Oh, nice surround. Gets the Huntress. And with that, gets level 3, actually. Trying for the next surround, but this might be the time to fall back. There's still no tech!
A player's forces are under
What
attack.
is this build, bro? Okay, it looks like an AP push. Yep, there it is. Alrighty. Wow. Just a straight up Warden mass hunts AP push. Okay. Alrighty. Warden is almost level 3. Should be getting it here with that ghoul kill. DK has 1 coil only. Oh, saves the ghoul with it. Nicely done. He's not expecting these APs. I mean, who does this? Who does this? Against APs, you want to have early Slaughterhouse and early Wagons. Oh, whoops. Bit of a misclick there on the staff. Oh, the Skellies! See it! Okay, and now the ghouls all have to be moved over there. Alright, 1 AP is going to finish, but the other 2 are definitely going to get cancelled. Mikhail's struggling with the hotkeys here. Didn't cancel the second AP. That's, pretty, I don't know. A little bit questionable. Cancels the tech, of course, as he should. More wisps are coming. Fiends also being started. Not cancelling this AP. This would have cost him 1 more ghoul at least, maybe 2. But I think he really should have cancelled. Alright, Slaughterhouse finally finished. Needs to go into a wagon right away. There it is. I think he should make a new Slaughterhouse. Ah, he's already doing it. Nice. He's making a new Slaughterhouse already in case this one falls. That's a very nice play by Mikhail. Also gonna need some more Zigus. Ancient of War. Wait a minute. Doesn't he have 2 already? I know, he cancelled his Ancient of War in the main. Alright, and now we have Glaives coming in. Glaives to counter the meat wagons. Oh, but Mikhail's supply stuck. He didn't realize he was missing a ziggurat. Making it now. Warden coming back from the main. She's got full mana. Mikhail can afford to let the Slaughterhouse go. I think you just let it die. Just poke with the Fiends and the Heroes against the Hunts in the meantime. But he needs to make sure the meat wagon survives. Oh, Warden is back. She also has Fan of Knives here now. Forces for Alice are dwindling. Waiting for the new wagon to come out. It's still only one wagon, which needs to be repaired. Wagon versus glaive. Wagon does a lot more damage, but it's not getting repaired right now. Second wagon is going to help out a lot, though. It seems like Alice's window is slipping away here. Double wagon now, and that is so much damage against these APs, as you can clearly see. 3 glaives, but not enough left anymore. Alice calls for the GG, and Mikhail does get the win. 2-1. The Warden does work out once, but not the second time. And Mikhail gets to the decision round against Fortitude.